Hello, good morning. Good to see you again, Justin. How are you? How are you on this quite slow day, isn't it, for trading?
Well, slow day trading. I think I said in the run up to this, I was like, I'm going for a quick shower. Went upstairs, had a shower, came back out again, and it was like the end of the world had happened because there was just biblical rain everywhere. But outside of that, no, I expect, apart from the Asians opening the month in style, um, I don't really think we're going to get much profit today.
No.
Chop fest. And then
Yeah.
also, if you look at the impending news for this week, of which there is much after tomorrow, or from tomorrow onwards, I think we've got ISM, Jolts, NFP maybe on
Yeah.
Friday,
Yeah.
CPI. No, that's CPI. Is it ISM? So yeah, lots basically, which means.
Yeah.
Expect some violence after a very quiet. I know we had some violence in the charts late on Friday. I expect there to be some ups and downs at the start of the week.
Yeah, agree. And we've also got the added fuel to the fire of there was the court ruling, wasn't there, against the Orange Man after post markets had closed.
Yes. And then you've also got the added jeopardy of Putin, G.
Oh yes, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
Yeah, and the Iran Abdullah, or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Iran,
Yeah.
and then Kim Jong Un as well. What a dinner party that would be!
You'd love to be a fly on the wall at that one, wouldn't you?
It's like being a Doctor Evil sort of like.
Done in some layer in the middle of China. It's interesting though to certainly sort of seeing that shift. I saw quite an interesting chart. It was showing the percentage of the world's GDP by advanced economies, and it also showed the Shanghai Corporation, and they're predicted to have like 40% of the world's GDP by the end of 2030.
Yeah,
which is
it's definitely interesting timing, certainly. So I expect. Obviously, it's going a bit sour between the US and India with the oil from Russia.
Yeah.
What's also surprised me, considering the fanfare of what happened with Ukraine and Russia, the summit, that kind of seems to have gone quiet.
Yeah, it's faded away a bit.
Yeah. But again, there is obviously a time horizon for it.
Yeah.
If we're talking purely crypto, I don't know how true it was, but the one thing I did see the other day was every single alt season was always started in September.
Okay. I mean, the issue is when we talk about historical in crypto, you're going off quite a low sample.
Yes. If you were doing advanced maths, your standard deviation would be quite big.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, obviously Trump kicking back against the Indians. I mean, the Indians have. The Indians have, to all intents and purposes, taken the piss in the fact that they will. They have their cake and they eat it, and they play both sides, and
which is their prerogative to do, I suppose. It is what it is, and it doesn't surprise me.
No, it is crazy to see China and India though cooperating economically, because those two have historically not gotten along particularly well on a trade front.
It's again, I think a lot of it is just it's whatever's coming. I know we're not doing macro today. I still think this is all part of not even the jostling position, because I think it's all. I wouldn't be surprised if the deal or whatever's going to happen is already been agreed anyway. So we see what's going to happen. It's what it is, and the markets will react how the market reacts, and the charts never lie. For the most part.
Exactly.
And it's just trade what you see as ever. No external noise.
Yeah, I will say it's gone down pretty well. So I've got, and don't ask me why I've got this, but I have a watch list of Indian stocks. all of them are very, very green today. Everything's up like north of 3%. So obviously, I think the Indians like that new partnership with China. But the Chinese market's been doing really well. That's something I've been rotating a little bit of capital towards. I've been sort of my personal portfolio. I've been moving stuff away from US tech and into some of the Chinese tech. Alibaba was up, I mean, 10% or something ridiculous on Friday.
The thing is, it's China. Obviously, economically started slowing down quite considerably a few years ago. There's a huge impending problem maybe, opportunity maybe. See, they had they got 1.7 billion people in the country or whatever it is. I used to deal with the Chinese quite a bit, and the contraception that used to be the government saying you can't have any more than one child, the contraception now is they like the freedoms and the luxuries of the good life, and they don't want to trickle. They don't want to have to spend money on children when they can go and buy a load of Burberry and Hermes and Louis Vuitton and expensive scotch and stuff like that. But their population is due to shrink to circa 700-800 million by the turn of the century, which is quite high to their GDP. So I would expect there's going to be some reprofiling of how the country is and how they're going to move forward. And so I wouldn't be shocked to see a push from them technology-wise, obviously. And then I think there will be some correction due, because they're still very anti-digital currencies. I know.
Because it's giving up control. I think ultimately that is the key element. Is they sort of want to embrace the wealth of it, but they want to keep the control of it. And ultimately, I think the interesting shift will be, and it might be similar with Russia, is essentially from a mining perspective, is that's when you're turning your excess energy into essentially a tangible asset.
Yeah.
The issue China's got is obviously they can't build enough energy fast enough.
Yeah.
Whereas Russia is sort of on the other foot, where they've just got so much. It's obscene. I remember reading after the invasion and when Europe cut off gas, is the amount of flaring that Russia was doing in the YAML. They were flaring half of Europe's consumption a day, just into a giant flame into the air. It's
it all leads into, I genuinely believe, the next incarnation of what world's going to look like. I genuinely believe that. there's so much that seems to have run its course and needs to change and pivot. And even going to like the tech stocks, you look at the once was darling of the tech industry, or which was Apple, it's getting a really bad rep at the moment, isn't it? Obviously, with their manufacturing and then their lack of embracing of AI.
Yeah, they completely messed up on that. I actually, I'll share my screen. I was chatting to someone about Apple, and I think Apple is obviously September is a key month for Apple because this is iPhone season, and so that'll be coming soon. But on a high time frame, I think I'd be getting very, very worried. Like, to me, this feels like you're getting to a rollover now. I mean,
and do you know what? It might be the chart to watch for the Mag 7 in general of the Ghost of Christmas Future.
Yeah.
I still think we're going to get
a big rally.
A big rally, because it's just that, but there are lots of gaps in the charts that need to be filled. It's not gone as parabolic as some. If you look at obviously the Nvidia being trying to
Google's finally started catching up now. This is the one that because Google was a little bit slower to go, but now it's starting to really go. But Nvidia is. I mean, I am quite short on Nvidia now. As you know, I've been building a low leverage short position on this for a while. I think I've got my average entry now up to 181. I've been going quite heavy on that one. But this just feels like distribution is on its way. Certainly on the weekly, those are some quite nasty candles.
Yeah, to me, I don't think it's going to be ready yet. The indicators that I have, and I don't mean by that actual indicators of looking for
sources. Yeah.
Macro market indicators. We're not in, or the clock hasn't started for a crash.
No.
But we know a crash is going to happen, and it also stands to reason that those that have led the charge are also likely to lead the charge on the way down as well.
Yeah.
I
think Meta. Microsoft, I think, is the one that's really, because that's starting to look pretty horrible.
I mean, it's had that reach. I mean, if you look around them candles, just looking at that around about is it May 20?
Around here.
The previous May.
Here.
The highs around there. Yeah, maybe a retest of them candles would be pretty obvious area.
Yeah. Yeah, because that would come and fill in this gap as well here. June.
What's the how big's that move down? 20%.
About 10%, 8 or 9, 10 down to the bottom.
Yeah, maybe something there, but I've got a feeling it's not going to be that. I think we're going to probably see compression on these and then a push, because it's not in how many days is it? 16 days, is it? The FOMC?
Yeah.
To me, I just can't see it just bleeding down and then just I can see it consolidating a bit. I can't see a 10% pullback without some form of narrative to go with it.
Yeah, and I think this will be a prime target to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tesla, you can see is starting to grind slowly back upwards now.
Yeah. But again, it's just the concern, as we've said about before, is more a case of you look at the cost, the sovereign borrowing from the gilts, the bonds are
The
problematic.
gilts are horrible. The gilts are horrible. I've not even. So what's this? US 10-year.
Yeah.
US 10-year. The long end is where it's really bad.
I mean, you look at. I mean, you said before the UK is miserable.
This is what I've got drawn out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the UK is miserable, particularly the long end. Like, look at the state of that.
Yeah.
We're now getting to levels like we are in 1995. I mean, that's a whole section, I think, on just how screwed the UK is, because the UK has a lot of things wrong with it, some of which probably you don't want to go into on a stream, but the gilts are where it's really bad.
Yeah, it's really, really, really bad. But at the same time, the closer we get to the misery, it also the UK could be leading. With it, what's the 30-year look like? Is that the?
That was the 10-year. This is the 30-year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the bad one, isn't it?
And look at the state of that gap.
Yeah.
That is horrendous, isn't it?
Yeah. So I personally am favouring that someone's going to default and default big.
Yeah.
Maybe not just default. I mean, what's happening with the stable coins now in the States?
They're propping up their treasuries.
They're propping it up, but then also, does it mean that the dollar maintains the global reserve currency because of Tether or whatever the stable coin scenario is? That might be the saving grace for the US dollar.
Yeah. The US is. Yeah, the US is similar. I think I'd start getting worried on the US when we start. If we break above this resistance here and we start moving into here, this is when I think start getting quite worried.
But the problem is, just looking at it technically, it's compressing.
Yeah.
And we know what happens to move out of a range. You're either gonna, it's highly probable that you push above that, what's that, July 24 kind of area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
October 23.
You slam into supply with a spike. What's going to cause the spike? I don't know. But that's just looking at that chart. That's saying to me that you've got that July. Would you say July 23?
Yeah, 2023.
Yeah.
October 2023.
And then when was the relatively equal high to the right?
May this year.
So you've got those two highs that are highly probable to be swept, and then you've got that other high. Then if you go above that, then you've got, was it 2007?
Yeah, 2007. Oh,
which is the January. Is that January or July?
June. That's June.
So that is the last push up that was then that triggered the meltdown. But what happened a couple of months after that? Then you had the financial crisis.
Yeah.
So that is what you're looking for, is that kind of property, that territory where you push into that area, and we know that area has been the trigger for other issues in the past. What does it look like in that area around 2001?
So 2001 is here.
So January 2001?
Yeah, that is May 2001.
Where's January 2001?
2001 is January is here. January's here.
Yeah.
There we are. January's there.
Yeah. So that was the dip into demand. So that started the push into supply, back down into demand, and then up again to cause the liquidation effectively. And that was your stock market crash. Nothing to do with the housing market. It was it all derives from bonds.
Yeah. The bond police.
Yes.
Well, it is. Yeah, and you see it here as well in '97, like down into supply, push back up to liquidate, up here at the turn of the millennium.
And then you had obviously the dot-com bubble and the World Trade Center in quick succession. Yeah. World Trade Center was here. Yeah. So
that's right.
Yeah. So this stuff is no coincidence that this happens. It's all part and parcel of just, without putting my tinfoil hat on being too conspiracy theory, but it's generally a good lead to what's going to come.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. What's happening in the German market? I don't know. That feels like an anomaly. For German 4-year to be up 8%.
What about have you got? I don't suppose you've got the Japanese on there, have you?
We can get it on. What's the ticker for it? Is it just Japanese? Yeah, here we are.
JP 10-year.
10-year. Oh. Yeah, straight into here. Only goes back to 2006.
Yeah, but obviously Japan, I still think Japan has, yes, they have a lot more issues. It's a lot more insular as an economy in general, but negative growth, negative interest rates for years and years and years and years and years. I don't think we probably get that, but you can see now they're in positive territory, and that's going to hit into demand soon as well. Supply soon as well.
Yeah, so straight into here.
Yeah.
It's and also I guess on the other side of it is we're going into these rates back that we were in 2007, but we're probably carrying at least 10 times more debt than we were back then.
At least. So more debts. It's and in some countries, obviously the other thing to consider is not only more debts approaching them high levels, but also population growth is slowing in certain parts of the world as well.
Yeah.
So you can't kick the can down the road too long.
No, it feels like it's coming to a head. That's one thing that's on my radar for the UK is, and that might be a catalyst for this, and one of the reasons why we're seeing the compression is it feels like October will be massive now when she does her budget.
Yep.
Because unless she's able to raise significant revenues and get cuts through, I don't think she's going to have a lot of breathing room, and she's in a She's in a bit. Yeah.
They're in a right pickle in general, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. They're in a.
Putting my tinfoil hat on scenario. I mean, again, the chart doesn't lie. Was everything set up to allow the Labour to go in and basically lead us down the path into the absolute doldrum shit show, and then we get more of a conservative, and when I say conservative, I mean more reform-like new party that comes in to usher in the new era that we might be coming to.
Well, you tend to get that. So, from sort of looking back on history, Labour tends to come in and be ahead of when we see big economic downturns. Obviously, we had them in before 07. They were in when we had the dot-com bubble crash. You obviously had the post-Thatcher era. It feels like that's where it's setting up for. I mean,
is that any coincidence? Or is
no. They're just bumbling from one disaster to another. I mean, from it. I think the thing is in politics, and this will be one of the things that's really interesting. I think will force an election is ultimately politicians are governed by two forces. They're governed by the popular force, the democratic force, of which we don't get to have another say on that for another 4 years.
Yeah.
However, they are also now more governed by a more powerful force in the markets, because the markets are the only thing that they have very little control over, and I think it'll be a push into this region that will be a trigger for them having to call some sort of election. Because I think if we move into here,
you look at the chart. So if you look from the early 2000s to probably 2011, very tight range that was sitting in that box. There. And then if you look at the current construction of the price, you had the run up. Is that Liz Truss?
That was Liz Truss. Yeah.
You look at that formation from there onwards now. It's, if you're looking at it technically, it would be deemed as an ending diagonal. So it's like a rising wedge kind of thing. So to me, what normally happens from here is you're going to have, again, a spike into supply, and then you'll get the sell-off.
Yeah.
From there, if you're looking at it technically, and then obviously that zone that you've marked out, the lower zone from that the 2000s where we was in quite a tight range, price doesn't need to stop there, because if you look at, so technically you should get push into supply and then a fast hard projection from there, and then obviously, which means you can then which would coincide with obviously a stock market crash.
Yeah.
Which means you can then refinance
the debt.
So it does. I don't really look at fundamentals too much when I'm trading because I don't need to. But looking at stuff on this time frame, and you look at the narratives to fit the charts or to go with the charts, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I mean, even more so on the monthly. But yeah, as we talk about the dip in to grab the fuel, you see it here.
Yeah.
You see push up into supply, consolidate, grab, go, back.
Yeah.
And then just carries on. Once it's taken both sides, it can continue grinding its way back up.
Yeah. But it just fills in the candles, doesn't it? So
yeah.
Yes, charts don't lie. Basically, is the the takeaway from that. But everything looks to me like it's due some final push and then an almighty correction.
Yeah, I agree. And then, and you can see this. The FTSE 100 is the same, and the FTSE 100 is always an interesting one because in a crash, it tends to hold up a little bit better because it's so full of defensives and cyclicals.
But and you've got like the mega miners and stuff like that, which tend they're going to get pullbacks, but it's a solid index of 100 decent blue chip companies, right? And that's what I think you and I have talked about it before. I tend to the first thing I do whenever we have a stock market crash is I buy the mineral companies, so the miners, the petroleum makers and stuff like that. It's just Glencore.
I actually like the look of Glencore.
Rio Tinto, BHP Billiton.
Yeah.
All of those. It's they might have really, or they're dual listed, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got quite a few. Yeah, all of these are in quite attractive spots as well.
I sold mine, but look at Shell A.
Yeah.
Look at the range this is in. Shell A one.
The LSE Shell.
Yeah.
On the weekly.
Monthly or weekly don't really matter, but it's been consistently oscillating in a wider range for a long time. So you can see like that will come back down. So if you scroll out a bit, or zoom out, you look at around about that somewhere between 800 and 1,000 a share.
Yeah.
Around that area. Always a good place to buy. And then if you look at the lows, all of those equal lows. That is, so that one, then to the right, I'm on stream, darling. Obviously that push down in 21.
Yeah.
Or 20, which was obviously COVID. It's a perfect, for those that know ICT, that's turtle soup.
Yeah.
That is a prime case of turtle soup. And then, not that we're trend line guys, but you look at the highs, you run them. You look at the top line in the bar. There's a lovely little trend line that runs the highs. So it's never going to break out, and you're never obviously they're good dividend stocks in general.
Yeah.
These companies as well.
I'm more exposed to BP. I think BP.
I've had, I normally buy BP, Shell, BHP, Rio Tinto, those kind of beauties. But look at that distribution channel that we're in from. Just putting back for the last couple of years. So,
down here.
Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Just, but no, I think it's always smart. I think you and I are on the same page that when the market crashes, go big, go minerals.
Yeah.
FTSE or proper blue chip stuff, and as soon as I've at least 2x my money, take money out and then just rotate it into either other stocks or more risky stocks, or just put it into the Nasdaq like ETF ticker. What's it called? Tracker.
Yeah.
Very, very, very easy ways, probably from the bottom of a stock market, bear market, to recovery. You can probably, if you follow that path, somewhere between 5 and 10x your money probably in a 7-year period. And if you, I would say, again, not financial advice, do your own research.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah,
when Wiz and I start a hedge fund, we can take your capital accordingly. And it is financial advice.
We'll take a nice fee for doing so as well.
Yes.
Nice Christmas present. Yeah. So even Conoco looks pretty good. This is probably my favourite of the majors. I don't really have too much exposure to Chevron and Exxon, but I do quite like Conoco.
Yeah.
That just looks really, really nice. I am very exposed to Canadian stuff though. I found there's a lot of value in Canadian.
CNRL, Canadian Natural Resources, and then Suncor.
Suncor here. And then some of the smaller caps. So what have we got? Baytex.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks...
The thing is, we've then in my former life, I used to deal with some of the big oil sand companies as well. That's quite messy, disgusting stuff in its
it's horrible.
It's really, really disgusting. But no, it's Synovus. It's a decent one. I'm just trying to look what other ones.
Vermilion I have on here. That's Norwegian Equinor. Equinor's always a good bet for European exposure. Meg Energy. The thing with these smaller ones, and one of the, I've got a position in quite a few of the mid-cap American ones, is we will have a point of consolidation again where it will just be M&A galore.
Yeah.
Particularly after the post-COVID, and some of the premiums that we'll pay are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've got EOG, EQT, Devon. I mean, you could buy a basket of these. Coal India.
Well, the thing is, so coal, obviously, a lot of those US coal miners just got absolutely hammered before. If they were dealing with thermal rather than thermal coal, so it's like the actual shit you burn for power stations, not the stuff that you use for coking plants and stuff like that.
No, it's
manufacturing. It's all of that stuff is pretty. You can't. I would say the mineral companies, the big ones anyway. How about things like Anglo American as well?
Oh yes, yeah. That is beautiful. And you see what happens like after a crash as well. You see just that aggressive upwards rally. If you look at that, that 08 crash once it found its footing.
Yep.
Similar with COVID. That is.
And it's not even that. It's not a long period. What's the period of time from the bottom to 2x with?
So this one here, the COVID to the top, is 763 days.
But that's 3x on your money. But if you 2x, you probably do it in 12 months.
Yeah. You come up to here.
Yeah.
So COVID to here is just over a year, 414 days.
Yeah.
And here here less than a year, you've got 200%.
Yeah. Again, this is just my opinion. It doesn't. History doesn't always guarantee future success, but
no,
these are, especially the ones that they're very good at diversifying. So I would also, what I think, if you've got on there, have a look at Barrick Gold.
Barrick, yeah.
Canadian company as well, isn't it?
Is it Barrick Mining, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously that would have probably run pretty hard.
That's gone because it's the similar one is my sister's partner. He's a financial advisor. Not that this is financial advice from him, but he put me onto this back last year. So he was going on about this all the way through here.
Lovely again, accumulation there at the bottom.
Yeah, beautiful period. And you look back from a COVID rally. This one's even more aggressive.
And what's this one called, please?
So this is called Greatland Resources.
And what are they? Precious metals.
Yeah, because they've got so they've merged it. So they did. It was Greatland Gold, but it's all Greatland Resources now.
Yeah.
But that is an aggressive. That is a very, very aggressive COVID rally.
Yeah.
You've got basically that's just obscene, isn't it? That's less than a year.
15x.
15x.
What's the market cap of it?
Market cap 1.78 billion at current prices.
It's like a small cap one, really.
Yeah.
Those miners. Yeah, I've got a list of all the miners somewhere, all sizes. So
yeah, I've got some nice lists together. We also have our I won't share too much, but we have Project Rebuild, which is our peace play, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
You can see where Justin has been buying.
And did you get into the cement stuff much?
Yeah, so I've set it up as a pie, and I've been alternating. So I've got a pie of defense stocks and I've got a pie of cement stocks, and I've been moving between them as obviously the peace talks and whatnot have been moving on.
I'll tell you the other one to do with that, because of is look at the big glass manufacturers as well.
Okay. I'll have to get a list of tickers for glass companies.
Because it's just, you've got to think, at some point when they rebuild Gaza and Ukraine and stuff like that, it's not going to be it'll be cement or concrete and glass. That's basic what buildings are now, right?
Yeah. Bit of steel thrown in there for good measure.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that'll be the really interesting bit, and I think that's why, from a geopolitical sense, you're seeing China try and hold its ground, because China knows that once a deal is struck, the US and Europe isn't going to be able to fulfill all the contracts by themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Between them, they're going to just divvy it up and just go, right, who's doing what, who gets what off the back of it, and it will the money that will be made in Project Rebuild. We should have that as a separate fund in our hedge fund quiz.
Yeah, 100%. We will open that up for capital inflow.
But yeah, I would definitely say like glass would be another one to look into.
Yeah, 100%. I will write that down. Oh yeah, it'd be interesting. Some stocks have taken a pummeling, haven't they? Have you seen? Speaking of useless stocks, have you seen this? From the crypto IPO. So this was
meme coin.
No, this is an institutional crypto exchange that no one's heard of. That has one Eric Trump in the background of it, and it's a pretty horrendous IPO.
Where do you stand on Mr. Eric Trump in general? Because obviously they've been going after. I can't remember the name of the lady off the top of my head in the States about insider trading and all that kind of stuff.
Pelosi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just as bad.
This is just. Surely there cannot be more insider trading than what he's doing. Surely.
No. Like,
Dad,
is
Dad, can you just tweet this? Do you know what I mean? It's just. It's crazy. Do you ever look at stuff on the AIM at all, Wiz?
I don't. But I'd be meaning to. Because obviously, as a UK citizen, it's tax advantage to invest in some stuff in the AIM.
Yeah.
There was a couple of companies, but I've not really delved too much into it. Is that something?
I occasionally get some little words of wisdom blown in my ear about companies to watch in there. So if you would, if you would like the words of wisdom to be shared,
I'm always up for the AIM.
Yeah.
What else have I been? I'm sure on this. I've been chatting to Dave about this for a while. This it just looks horrible, doesn't it?
You should dispatch. Yeah. What did go to the monthly, please? Yeah, this looks like it's going to come down to that second red line, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Middle one.
It just looks horrible.
Then you got that. Well, the thing is, you can see the two white candles that we've swept on this month that's just gone down.
Yeah.
You've had the little turtle soup set up, which is also the lows from the consolidation there. So it might reverse here.
Yeah. I'd probably be looking for a rejection up here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be getting it here.
Even. Look at the previous low. So go to the low.
This one.
The low we're at now, and then look at the previous low, which looks like it's 2024.
Here.
No, keep going.
Oh, here.
No, to the right. Left. There. That one.
There.
Yeah, look around there. Because you can see the two. You've got basically the break block that sits there, and then it might be around about there, and you can see the liquidity that sits there with the two candles to the right of that with the two wicks.
Yeah.
And it's an easy invalidation, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm short from here, so I've taken some profits on this thing. But there's a few that are like this. What else am I short on? I am Duolingo. I think this thing is that thing is a horrendous chart.
Well, you lose them two wicks.
Yeah, you're looking down here then at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
And I am short on Tempest AI. This is a Pelosi special.
I just think.
But this one I'm expecting to come to here and bounce again.
Yeah.
What else? Chipotle, I think, will shit the bed.
There's a big old gap there, isn't there?
Yeah.
But again, to the top side, you've got, just looking at it, you've got a lovely, a lot of people going, it's bull flagging on a high time frame basis. Just looking at those wicks down. It's definitely lost support. It could take support here, you know.
It finds that there's quite a lot of volume in this range in here.
Yeah.
there's some proper shit on here. But yeah, he's doing quite well. Actually, I'll tell you what I wanted your. I've been chatting to Dave about this as to when is the time to hit the red button. On that was the position that Dave and I drew out. So I'll get rid of that because interestingly, I'll just get rid of all the drawings. Interestingly, I mean that is a rally and a half. I said to Dave, I think they're going to run into the issue that Nvidia have of imagine you're an employee on a share scheme. Your shares unlock tax-free after 5 years. Now, these will be beginning to be tax-free. The issue that they've got now is, and it might save them, it might also hinder them from an outside noise view, is Ms. Reeves has fiddled with the way capital gains is levied, and so you now pay capital gains tax on these if they're in a share scheme. You don't pay your income and NI, but you have to pay capital gains on it. And I imagine anyone buying in this region will have some capital gains to pay.
What's the fundamentals that's driven it so high, Wiz?
So nuclear reactors. I think it's they pushed into building mini nuclear reactors.
Yeah.
Which is why you can see, and I think coupled with the fact that they are pretty much now the primary supplier for airplane engines. Because I believe the other company, General Motors.
For aircraft, it's GE and it's Pratt.
GE. Yeah. Yeah, and I think also some of that coincides with Rolls-Royce, I believe, a primary supplier to Airbus.
Yeah.
And
Airbus are smashing Boeing. I mean, Boeing are.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look at Airbus go.
Yeah.
Compared to Boeing.
I'm a bit of an aviation geek, so.
Yeah, look at Boeing.
Yeah. But their problem, ironically, a lot of Boeing's issues. Yes, you hear about all of the 737 MAX and then obviously Air India and all the other stuff. Their actual issue is the unions.
Yeah.
Their unions are really, really bad, and then they've got, depending on where, obviously Seattle's the base, but then I think the Dreamliner was done in Charlotte, I think it was.
Yeah, Carolina.
But yeah, ironically, you've got a European company like Airbus that is obviously more likely to go on strike, but it's Boeing has got the bigger union issue.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty nasty. Palantir. Do you think this has another push in it, or do you think this is? I actually quite like it on the daily.
The thing is with the tech, I 100% think everything will push.
Yeah.
But I get a sense at some point, tech, especially Mag 7, is going to have a .com bubble kind of issue.
Yeah.
That's my sense. And I wonder, like I said, Apple might lead the charge with it. Unless Tim Cook does something with Trump about doing some kind of tariff or like kickback or something like that.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
What about things like Northrop and and Lockheed and stuff like that.
Lockheed, actually, I'll get Lockheed up. I actually really like Lockheed on the chart. I don't trade it daily, but it's one that I've been taking certain swing positions. I actually quite like Lockheed on a chart.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks right to me. Well, you can see that consolidation of from the previous run up.
Here.
So right where we was at the top around about 6:30, then come all the way back down, and then on that yellow line, the second yellow line up, and then go to
this one here. Yeah.
It looks like a decent volume ranged gain.
Mm.
And I'd imagine so 486. Is that your next line up? If you gain that will probably run pretty well.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know how much of this is then predicated on like government contracts that they'll get.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's not going to be space or planes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I actually bought a lot of. This. This is an interesting one. So this is a new company, but they make autonomous drones for the military. I actually quite like it on a chart.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Obviously,
and it's very small, 645 million.
Have a look at Joby. Joby. Y rather than E.
Joby Aviation. Ooh. Okay.
So these guys do effectively electric helicopters.
Okay.
And a couple of years ago, when they had the run up and then it sold off, it might have been a bit further back than on the chart. It's basically they got FAA approval, and they will basically run helicopters from JFK to Manhattan. But they're like electric. So if that pulls back down to the 6s, 7s, it's probably not the worst area to look at.
No, you can see really nice area of volume there.
Yeah.
Down here. Yeah, and some of the European names are quite. That is starting to look a little bit more attractive now. Tals. The only issue is obviously you've got French exposure, but.
Yeah, so what will probably happen, that white candle, the deep one, that probably gets swept, and then that's when it reverses.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd be looking at something like down and up.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else do we have? RTX. I mean, that thing just is a monster.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they do all of the missiles. What else do I like?
I'm trying to think what other industries as sectors that would be good to rotate into. Because it's more sector based that I think will run.
I hold a nice position in this, but this is already run. This is military metals.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was long from here.
Yeah.
So I can't really advise that as a buy. I can't advise anything. Actually, I'll tell you what I was chatting to Dave about, and it's one I'm planning to make a video on, is Starbucks. Because we are approaching the pumpkin spice latte season. And I have highlighted every one of August, September, October, November, December is when historically they tend to perform the best.
Yeah.
And I think from a pattern perspective, you can see that you tend to get some quite aggressive white candles.
Yeah.
On those months.
And what's happened? Is it Costa or is it
Costa's up for sale, isn't it? I was discussing this with Dave because it's owned by Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Not that it would have much of an impact on Coca-Cola's stock price. I don't even know what Coke's. Oh, there it is. KO. Yeah, my exposure to Coca-Cola, I prefer to go for the bottling companies.
Yep.
What else have I been buying?
I've got not Coca-Cola. I am a angel investor in a water company, a mineral, like a natural spring company in the US.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's been listed yet, but you've got Liquid Death. I don't know if you've come across that before.
Oh, okay. I've just ordered a load of that.
So Liquid Death is they were doing an IPO, but so I'm not in that. I'm in another one called Ape Water. So initially it was based off the Bored Ape kind of NFT kind of thing. But yeah, I'm one of the, but they're not listed. So still.
I've had that before. I think they were serving that in Paris at NFT Paris.
Right. So yeah, I'm one of the original founding fathers of the investment of that company.
Mm.
So if it does a Liquid Death and lists for a couple of billion, then I might not bother trading anymore.
Monster's the same, isn't it? I remember. Look at the state of that.
But to be fair, as a chart, there's not many. It's had pullbacks and it's filled in the gaps. It's not. It's sustained growth, isn't it? It's not like it's just one big green dildo.
Mm. Well, there's another one that's, and this one's one to, if you're trading, probably to keep an eye on. It's a bit of a Reddit favorite, but have you seen Celsius?
Yeah, that looks right, isn't it?
On the monthly.
It's a good looking chart.
Yeah. You can just get deep. It gives you a lot of opportunities. You obviously get deep pullbacks.
Yeah.
That's on the weekly, and on the daily.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to that weekly chart, I would say just eyeballing it, $40 would be a lovely entry.
Yeah.
Just below that wick.
Yeah, and you can see you've got that big fair value gap there.
Yeah. That would be, obviously, this is, my technical analysis is just literally eyeballing your chart. When you get used to looking stuff on a high time frame, it really doesn't. That's when people get so detailed into charts. I reckon high time frame to chart something from scratch probably takes me 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Just
straight high time frame.
It's because it's not because I'm lazy. I can just spot where the chart needs to go to, and where would be a decent place to buy. And if it's not there, then
like Circle's a prime example. I know I've chatted to Dave a lot about this, and we've been quite patient. That's coming back into a very interesting zone.
Yeah, I've got the stable coins and stuff. It's going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. This one as well. This one, I know Dave's given up on it. I've still got a decent bag of it. It's XYZ. That's the type of chart that I like. Obviously, our mate Dave doesn't have as much patience, I don't think, as the two of us. He was hoping it would shoot here in 2 weeks.
Well, the thing is, again, you look at that lower level, that $40. You've had 3 relatively equal lows, and the lows getting higher every time. At some point, the lowest part of, or at least one of them lows, will be taken, and that's when you start bidding.
Yeah.
That's what I would do anyway. Or you've got the clear gain above support, and then you just bid from there. It's either or.
Yeah, I was starting to bid sort of bottom of this box around here.
Yeah.
But it's a position for me that I'm happy just to put in and leave.
Yeah. Click and forget.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's. What else am I long on? I'm long on some Farmer. I bought the dip on Farmer, so I bought Eli Lilly.
Yeah.
That felt like quite an easy trade.
Yeah.
And then patiently waited for Novo to gain and hold. That's a brutal one.
But again, it's retested and liquidated below the lows again. That's again a prime example of accumulation, and then you've had the expansion, then distribute back down, and then sweep the lows of the accumulation into the demand zone, and then you can look for reversal. At the worst case, you run it back up to $65 or so.
For me, I'm happy to start scaling out of this again at 70. Like, I was getting in at 50. 70 is a good one for me.
Yeah.
Recursion's the same pattern. This has pulled back, taken, and it's grinding its way back up.
Yeah.
And then I'm still short on this, but this is just a horrendous chart.
But the thing is, what generally happens when you see the chart pattern and it's that steady, or it doesn't matter which way it goes. If you have a gradual staircase up, you'll get the elevator down. If you've elevated up, then you'll get the staircase back down again. Because that's just how price works. So that chart there that you're on. Once you gain above $830 ish, around about there, that will fly past there once you get to around about that area.
This thing is this thing has been my best buy of the entire cycle. I still can't believe how well this has done for me.
Yeah. And lovely retest zone where it's kind of expanded above. But again, it's a prime example. Look at that retest zone, right? Where you broke through it. You had two relatively equal highs in that retest zone. So was that around about $16? Is it? Where two highs, and then it just blasted past it. When was it, July this year? And then it overside retested the highs where you had the highs.
Yeah, it's just a mental chart. Yeah, it's been Alibaba 12%, but that still looks
nice round
interesting. Yeah, and we're still in. Actually, we're still technically in the ghost month. Of China, where it's deemed not a good time to make financial decisions in China because ghosts roam the earth. So it seems like a lot of these Chinese companies are trying to be front run. There's a lot of opportunity. Certainly, I've just been moving between sectors.
But the thing is, you've got stuff there that we've discussed. That's trades that you can take. I don't think we've gone to a 1 minute time frame at all.
No,
just to
wait.
Just to give you a bit of that is financial advice.
Yeah,
on
the weekly.
Yeah,
just trade on the weekly.
But you've got. So we've covered investments. We've covered trading.
I'm still long on Victoria's Secrets.
Yeah,
this is my. So my challenge is that the profits from this I will spend on my partner to take her shopping. So that was a beautiful entry. I think actually probably we should cover a little bit of crypto before we go.
Yeah.
So we can have Bitcoin on the weekly.
Yeah. So it's obvious where we need to gain above. What's your view? will September be a red or a green month?
You know what? I actually think it will be green. Part of me thinks, because everyone's saying it'll be red, I think it'll either be green or they'll do similar to what they did in the summer and just run it up aggressively and crash it. It feels, I don't know, it feels like this cycle, whatever people say previously happens, it's done the opposite. So the idea that everything will aggressively sell off in September makes me kind of think that we rally.
Yeah. It makes sense to me that we should see green month. I mean, we've had three green candles in the weekly now, so you've formed a nice new order block to go after.
Yeah.
So the levels that I'm watching, or when I will become more interested in crypto again in the short term, is a gain above around about 114,000.
Yeah.
Until then, I can't even be bothered to look. This
doesn't get me excited.
This week will set the tone.
Yeah,
I think is lots of news. We are on my total chart. We are at a do or die week. I don't really like doing actual timings of stuff normally, but total to me looks like it's ready to pop.
Yeah.
But time will tell, I guess.
Yeah.
What is it? So I've not looked at ETH. What does ETH and Sol look? The thing is with ETH, it's now unfortunately stuck in that high. When we were talking about those candles last week, when we were with all the wicks, we're stuck in that zone now.
Yeah, so we're just going to range.
4,650, I think, was my level-ish that I was looking at above. And then we should push out a bit aggressively.
Yeah. Solana looks like shit.
So Solana, what we at 202?
200.
Yeah, I think Solana's going to run hard soon, personally.
I'm still waiting on a bid again at 189. Whether I get filled on that, I don't know. Or potentially 193. This is an interesting zone because you've got this wick here. And whether it'll come after this. That actually makes sense because where we previously said where we wick down and we tease the fair value gap, that there would make sense as an entry.
So it looked at we're filling in that red candle, the longest red candle from a few days ago.
Yeah, that one.
No, keep going. The longest.
This one.
Yeah. So the inverse fair value gap in there, that's in that candle. So around about 200. That's probably where we feel. But to me, we're above the key level.
Yeah.
On the weekly, and we closed just about on it at the weekly on the 202 level. I think we are highly probable that we'll see 250 pretty soon.
Straight into my sell zone.
That's my guess. And if that consolidates and holds, then we'll push past all-time high. Yeah. I think you've got a massive. You'll have a lot of sell orders up here because
because there'll be a lot of people trapped from Trump. BNB, this thing just only goes up.
I think this. I don't know how you trade BNB. Hand on heart, I don't. It's so manipulated. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But again, you can look where was that, the weekly or wherever it was on BNB, and it's just, you can only look at it on levels. So if you look at November 24.
November 24 here.
Yeah, and look at the highs from them candle closes at the close. On that, the highest close at that point is around about 7:30, 7:40, is it? And is that where we retested the other day? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that it's been flipped to support. So it looks like it's probably just going to consolidate and then continue pushing up.
Yeah.
That's got $1,000 written all over it, isn't it? Easy.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Sui again.
Yeah, it's just, as long as it holds, I would feel that. I would say as long as it holds above around about $2.90, $2.80.
Yeah. This region here.
Yeah. Then around about there, I think you're probably good. It's not really breaking above, is it? XRP.
I just want this thing to distribute.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to be one of those that pushes. The other one that I was looking at the other day was Link, which seems to has had a increase in volume.
Yeah.
That will, looks like it's going to push real soon.
Yeah, that's got this range written all over it.
Yeah. 2020.
Yeah.
Cardano. Ugh. But again, it's not, it's US made, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What's your non-core crypto ones?
I've got several lists. So what have I got? I've got long charts. So everything I am in longs on. ZRO looks nice. Optimism.
Yeah, some of them you can just see, like the layer 2s on Ethereum have just been held back and suppressed so much.
Yeah. Yeah, like this. I really like this. I know this. Yeah, this is one that obviously our mate Kay was put me onto a while back.
Yeah. But a lot of them look into very, very similar situation. Another one that I think personally is going to pop really, really hard is Celestia, TIA.
Yeah. Yeah. I like TIA. I
mean, the chart, elevator up, definitely stairs down again.
Yeah. This is going to be the most hated rally you'll see.
When this goes, I just think it will just green dildo and not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be like ETH.
It's got no reason to. Like, look at all of that volume in there. All of that volume in there. All of that volume there.
Yeah. It's one of the. I genuinely. I know it's got good backers. It looks like it will just pull an ETH, but in larger scale in percentage terms.
Yeah, that's where you'll get your nutty ones.
Yeah.
This one similar.
Yeah. That's a SUI protocol one, isn't it?
Yeah, Fetch. I know you like this one.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Have you got that on your
which one, sorry?
Render.
I do. I don't have it. I don't have a. a chart for it, but yeah, actually I do. I charted this months ago, and it's just exactly the same. It's just in that nice consolidation range.
So what's out of your, or not out of your, what things do you think, not just necessarily returns wise, what do you think is going to get some decent moves?
I think ZRO when it moves will move really hard. I think that's a really interesting one because essentially that is probably one of the most critical infrastructure parts of crypto.
Yep.
I've always got a soft spot for Cal, and I think eventually at some point this will have quite a violent move upwards.
Yeah.
I think TIA when it finally turns around will be good. I have actually, because I've been doing all the videos, I've got a list of video tickers, and there's some really interesting stuff on here. Not stuff that I'd want to trade day perspective, but I think Berachain might have a big push. I know this has very, very big backers.
Yeah. But you can see like the ones that they're being suppressed. You can see that they're being suppressed.
Yeah, it's being held down.
Yeah.
Yeah, because especially stuff like this we won't obviously go into the specifics of how they do it, but it's not difficult to suppress this whilst accumulating.
Yeah.
Due to the volume being so low, which makes me think this thing as well is an interesting one.
Never looked at that one.
Yeah, this has some big backers. It just this to me though I think is a do or die. I don't particularly like the fact that it's below its listing.
Yeah.
But it feels like at some point it'll have quite a big aggressive rally.
Yeah, but the thing is that the way the charts have been set up on a lot of these, technically speaking, as we said before, they just don't need to stop.
Yeah. Speaking of don't to stop, Justin.
Yeah, go on. What the hell is that?
This is I think I sent this to you and Dave. Every time I draw the box out, it just seems to get bigger and bigger.
Jesus.
Look at the state of this thing.
What's the market cap on it?
Good question. It doesn't have a market cap on here. Look. I will have.
I'll have a quick look while you're doing that. CWT.
Yeah. I don't know exactly what it does, but I wanted to short it, but I don't want to go anywhere near it.
I would advise it not. That's a bit concerning. It says your volume, but it doesn't say the market cap apparently is 0. Yet the trading volume, fully diluted value, 11.47 million.
11.47 million?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was bigger than that. That's yeah, this is definitely being manipulated.
W token, is that right?
Yeah. I think it's an exchange token.
It's
no.
It's a decentralized digital asset based on the ERC20. Rebranded.
A native token of the CoinW system. What's CoinW? Let's have a look. Oh, it's an exchange. It's an exchange token. Yeah, it's an exchange token. So as you'll have heard from our friend Mr. BlockPro in CSE, exchange tokens are the ones that will do the best, typically in a bull run. This, I mean, if you were a user of this exchange, you'd be pretty happy, wouldn't you?
Yeah. That's the thing is, it's that you will get more and more of these as they go, and but if you look at the bottom of that formation, I wouldn't be, unless you knew someone that said accumulate some of this. But there's no telltale signs in that chart that goes, right, this thing's about to rip.
No.
It's just gone. Someone's gone, probably bought $40 of it or something like that, and then just absolutely sent it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Even so, fully diluted valuation is 11 million.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not taken much. It's the same as what we were talking about the other week. Doc done the same. Just
exactly.
You don't. The market makers or whoever it is have managed to accumulate so much supply so cheaply that it doesn't actually take. Then you get down to like 1 or 2 million market cap, and you don't need to press buy. You don't need to buy that much, and you can absolutely send the chart.
This exchange looks actually quite interesting. It wouldn't surprise me if it's the exchange that's bought all of this.
Yeah.
GPT Trade AI. They've got Perlo as the face of their exchange. But that's just a ridiculous one. To be honest, I might actually buy a little bag of that. Not financial advice, but even at 11 million, it feels cheap.
Okay. Financial advice by Wiz.
Yeah, this one as well. This is Chinese stablecoin.
So how does that work then? The fact that it's obviously it's all banned, isn't it? You can put like crypto there, and then
so
you've got a Chinese stablecoin.
Yeah, because I have a feeling the Chinese government will be particularly keen to implement stablecoin policies because it will help them increase their. It will help them in their treasuries, and obviously China has a sort of weird setup in which the banks and businesses are encouraged to buy government treasuries.
Yeah.
So this would help ease the burden on that. What else do I have on here that's interesting?
How about self?
I don't even know where you can. You still buy? Oh, you can still buy a spot on KuCoin. This again feels like it'll have a hated rally upwards. I bet there's a lot of accumulation on down here.
Yeah. Well, you had the fuss, didn't you, with the owner or the CEO or whoever it was. It just seems again another very, very manipulated and suppressed.
These things for me are all the same. Like, just set a DCA, forget about it. I mean, I did that with this thing, and
I remember you saying and you forgot all about it.
Yeah. Until I checked my account. For some reason, my account, the numbers in my account on a red day had gone up quite considerably. I mean, this I bought some more of this, but I like Hyperliquid. This is a longer term investment, I see.
Yeah, it's got a bright future, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Especially it's really interesting. So I've seen. I will actually flash this up. I got they were in my DMs. They were trying to offer me a KOL thing.
Yeah.
Let me get it up first. I don't want to share my. But it's a lot of stuff that's powered by Hyperliquid now. And this one is, I'm not sure how they do it, and that's one thing to ask. But this company called Venturals, where you can leverage trade derivatives of private companies.
Okay.
So you have OpenAI here.
So you can,
I would,
because that's obviously not publicly traded, is it?
no.
And you can still leverage trade it.
Yeah. I have asked them to break down exactly how they do it, but I think they do it the same way that Robinhood do, in that they have an allocation, but they have a synthetic exposure pool.
Yeah, the synthetic CDO and stuff like that just reminds me back of The Big Short.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. So you've got OpenAI, SpaceX. But as you can see by these candles, I don't think the volume on it's there.
Yeah.
Cursor. Oh, I love Cursor. When this goes public, I will be buying quite a lot of this thing if it falls to a nice price.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at the state of this. Like, I should have bloody bought some of this last week. You got 3x out of it.
Is that Cursor?
Yeah, they do. It's
Cursor,
like, yeah. So it's basically like coding base.
Yeah.
So it's AI coding. Stripe is on here. Part of me thinks that some of this has to be a little bit, because everything on here has had a big run up. So I'm not sure exactly how liquid some of this is.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Because you can suddenly go, right, I've done a 3x, but you can't sell because then you just nuke the chart.
Yeah. Yeah. So Kraken. Yeah, this is built on Hyperliquid.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
dangerous one, isn't it? This you've got the trading body to be able to do it.
Look at the state of this fella. This fella's put in about 10 grand. And he's sitting on 730,000 P&L. He's just ridiculous. He's just actively trading everything. But yeah, I'm not sure how valid everything is on here, but this is something that I might play around with because it feels like you might be able to get some nice moves out of it. I've been trying to get a deal out of them. So
does that mean does that mean we can manipulate the charts?
Potentially so. So the open interest on SpaceX on their pool is 7.21 million. It's only $830,000 of volume.
Yeah. You just need to be super careful what you wouldn't be. You'd be very careful on your leverage as well. All in.
But yeah, they were in my DMs.
That's in the DMs. Lovely.
Anyway, I feel like that's a good place to wrap up because I need some lunch. So thank you very much, Justin. I really enjoyed that, and I think hopefully people found that interesting. And yeah, and definitely if you're around next week, I'd like to have you on again, and we can talk hopefully more. Hopefully the market's a bit more exciting than where it is.
Give people the insight of when the hedge funds get launched as well.
Yeah, exactly. Every subscriber can get an early allocation. We'll give you some favourable terms, or maybe a discount on the fees as long as you buy me a nice Christmas present.
I'm a bit more demanding, so I might want a bit of level. But there you go. All right, well, have a good week, mate. And
Yeah, you too.
week,
You too.
Nice
Take
one.
care.
Cheers, Wiz.